Welcome back to my chemistry lessons. Today I am going to discuss about redox reactions. From that name itself, redox reaction means reduction and oxidation. So what is meant by oxidation? Oxidation, according to earlier concept, oxidation means if oxygen is added to a substance, that reaction is known as a oxidation, or removal of hydrogen from a substance, that also known as a oxidation in another means. So reduction is opposite to oxidation. So reduction means if oxygen is removed from a substance in a chemical reaction, that chemical reaction or that process is known as reduction. So oxidation and reduction are opposite to each other. So according to modern concept of oxidation and reduction is based on electron transfer. So according to modern concept, oxidation means if an electron is completely transferred from one atom to another, that reaction is known as oxidation. During that process, the atom which loses its electron gets positive charge, or other words, the atom becomes a positive ion or cation. And reduction means in a chemical reaction, if an atom or ion receives an electron or gain or electron, that reaction is known as a reduction. So in reduction, the oxidation number changes from higher number to lower number. That is why we calling that reaction as a reduction reaction. So when we are discussing an example of sodium chloride formation from sodium atom and chlorine atom, we can write that equation into simple half steps. So here, the sodium atom loses its outermost electron. That means when we take in the sodium chloride, we know the atomic number of sodium atom is 11. So when we writing the electronic configuration of sodium atom, we can write like that: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So there are 10 electrons, and the last electron, outermost electron, goes into M shell of 3s1 orbital. So according to octet rule, that 1s electron, 3s1 electron, causes instability for sodium atom. If sodium loses that electron, that means if that electron loses, that means sodium ion can attain octet stability. So what is that octet stability? Octet stability means if an atom or ion has 8 electrons in its outermost orbital, that atom or ion are more stable compared to their parent atom or ion. So here, if sodium loses its outermost electron, it forms Na positive, and that Na positive becomes more stable than sodium atom because of octet stability. So sodium has a tendency to lose its outermost electron, and that process is known as a oxidation, and this is a half reaction. It's not a full reaction. And that electron, the electron which loses from sodium atom, in the case of sodium chloride, the chlorine atom, because of its high electron negativity, chlorine has a tendency to become negative ion to receive that electron. And in a chemical reaction, if an atom or ion receives an electron and become corresponding negative ion, anion, that reaction is known as a reduction. So in that case, chlorine plus one electron gives a chloride anion. And when we compare the stability of chlorine and chloride ion has extra stability than chlorine atom because of same octet stability. Chlorine 17, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. That means in the outermost orbital of chlorine atom, there are 7 electrons. And this 7 electron, because of that 7 electrons, chlorine has a tendency to become a negative ion. Because if chlorine forms to chloride anion, the chloride ion has an octet stability. So shortly, sodium and chlorine has a tendency to become sodium positive and Cl negative ion respectively because of their octet stability of those ions. So this step as well, Cl plus 1 electron gives Cl negative, that step also a half reaction. So basically oxidation and reduction are half reactions. So when we add up those two half reaction steps, we will get, that means left hand side of this equation is Na, and left hand side of second step Cl plus 1 electron, Cl plus 1 electron gives right hand side Na positive plus 1 electron, and right hand side of the second step, that's Cl negative. So if we consider this is an equal, we can cancel 1 electron, 1 electron. So rest of the substituents in that reaction are Na plus Cl gives Na positive, Cl negative. So in that reaction, we can see both oxidation and reduction. So this reaction is known as a redox reaction. Sodium plus Cl gives a sodium positive plus Cl negative. So the entire reaction is known as a redox reaction because it consists of two half steps. One is oxidation and other is a reduction. So both oxidation and reduction are taking place at the same time. So that is about the oxidation and reduction.